Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I finally had a chance to sit down and have a look at the F-14BU by Heapler. For anyone who doesn't know, the F-14BU is an upgrade package for the F-14B, hence the U for upgrade. So I guess the next question becomes, well, what are the upgrades? There's a host of upgrades for this thing, starting with the new VDI and the heads-up display, the HUD. The original F-14B, it had an aging vertical display indicator, or VDI. It's not really so much of a modern HUD. Those of you familiar with the F-14 will recall that. Well, the upgrade ends up replacing the VDI with a new VDI system featuring a new HUD, giving the pilot things like flight path markers, navigation cues, weapon aiming information, radar warning indicators, JDAM release symbology. That's right, the new F-14BU is now JDAM capable. Basically, the pilot no longer had to spend nearly as much time looking inside the cockpit, which improved combat awareness dramatically, you can imagine. There were also a bunch of other upgrades for the RIO, or the Radar Intercept Officer, and many other systems in the aircraft like countermeasures, but we'll talk about that stuff in another video. The biggest improvement for me personally is the Digital Flight Control System, or the DFCS. This was one of the biggest handling improvements for the F-14BU. This upgrade, it still doesn't make the Tomcat fly by wire, but the DFCS greatly improved things like departure resistance, high AOA handling, spin recovery, roll response, carrier landing stability, and it greatly reduced wing rock. Pilots reported the aircraft felt much more predictable, especially at slower speeds, which is obviously very, very important for dogfighting. So I thought today we could just take this thing out and do a couple of quick dogfights against the MiG-29 and see how she handles. Alright guys, so we are here in the F-14BU. We got a MiG-29 off the nose here. I learned that if you want to use the ACM modes, you got to have the ACM switch up. That's this thing right here. And then you can get the VSL high-low and the PAL mode to work. There he goes right there. We'll take him one circle off the merge here. The F-14 and the MiG-29, extremely similar performance in the two circle. They're both getting about 20 degrees a second in the two circle at different speeds, of course. I think the MiG-29 at 380 and the F-14 at 400 knots, of course. Here he comes head on. We'll avoid that and take him one circle again. And looks like he's trying to avoid the one circle. He would like the two circle fight me. So far, the performance of the F-14 feels pretty good. The F-14BU, you can see the new HUD symbology here, and it's feeling very stable. I'm going to keep him in the vertical fight here. Usually I would be rocking my wings as I pulled vertical. Or at the top of like a vertical pull, as you pull harder and you end up slower, the wings would start rocking back and forth, and you'd have to try to control that with the rudder, of course. But I haven't had that issue here, which is nice. It flies a little smoother, if you will. Here he is, MiG-29 on my 6 here. I'm gonna drop flares. He can shoot missiles. I'm not going to shoot missiles unless I pretty much damage him with a gun kill, then I'll shoot a missile to kill him. Gave the MiG-29 the R60M because I have the Sidewinder 9M. Let's see if we can get a high aspect gunshot here. Nope, don't have the lead for it. We'll just continue this pull. One of the hugest advantages so far with the new HUD that I can tell is that you can actually see the speed indicated, which is pretty nice, as you can see here. Here we go. Nope, too low. Round's too low. We'll keep that going though. We're a little slow, only at 312 knots now. Seems like a minor change to have the speed displayed on the HUD, but it actually gives you a huge advantage. In the old F-14, either the Rio would have to read it out for you, or you'd have to constantly keep looking down at your gauges. Here we go. Got him. Definitely hit him there. And he's not looking good. He is definitely hurt. Let's go ahead and hit him with a Sidewinder. I got sparrows here, but we're too close. That's why you see the X on the HUD. So I will select Sidewinder. There we go. We got Tone. And Fox 2. And Impact. There we go. Not bad. Feels pretty good in the dogfight, honestly. Really smooth. Not really doing anything super advanced right now, just want to get a feel for this thing. Feels a lot more modern than the old F-14, which is nice. A lot more clear symbology, things make a lot more sense. Like I said, having the altitude displayed and the speed displayed on the HUD is a huge deal for me personally. Into the merge, we'll take them one circle yet again. Here we go. The wing rock was actually a fairly large problem for me personally. If you were fighting an opponent who was actually like really good, like a flanker or something, and you were up high, let's say, and you were slow, the wing would rock, right? And then if it rocked enough, it might actually roll you to one side and screw up your lift vector placement in the dogfight, which could actually cost you the fight. Right? Here we go. This is going to be head-on, so actually I'll stop shooting. We don't want to do head-on shots. So yeah, the wing rock, it seems like a minor problem, but honestly it could expand into a larger problem depending on the situation you're in. And obviously for carrier landings, you know, more stability at slow speeds, that's important. Makes it much safer. And we'll just avoid this in case he tries to take a head-on with me as he goes by. But yeah, honestly the performance here, the slow speed control, as I'm, you know, pretty high altitude right now, the aircraft feels really smooth. It kind of feels like an F-15-ish, very F-15-esque. Let me drop the nose here and pull through. I want to drag this guy a little lower. I would love to see Heapler come out with an F-14D model. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if they can do that though, if there's there's a bunch of classified stuff in there. I have no idea. But the F-14BU is a step in the right direction. For sure, this thing feels real nice. This thing basically brings the F-14 into the early 2000s. that kind of tech upgrade. We're in a constant one circle here. Here we go, let him slide underneath. And he'll come back into a one circle here, that's good. He was a little late on his roll there, which might allow me to slot in behind him. He opened up some turning room for me. Took a little gunshot there, but unfortunately it did not connect. We'll stay with him here. We got him in a two circle. And I'm very slow at 255 knots, but luckily so is he. See if I can bring the nose onto him here. Oh! I must have nicked his wingtip there. The very first round maybe got him, just in the wingtip. Then the rest went high and to the left. So yeah, pretty good, man. This thing feels good. The dogfight performance is actually really, really nice in the F-14BU. Alright, well there you guys have it. That's my first look at the F-14BU. I honestly just loaded it up last night and been messing around a little bit with it. It's feeling pretty good. Probably do some BVR with it next. We'll see how it performs in that environment. Alright guys, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.